Chicago Med tells important stories about mental and physical health conditions, but one Season 9 storyline was too big to cover with appropriate depth in only an hour. This series is unique among medical dramas because it includes challenges related to practicing psychiatry in an emergency room setting rather than focusing only on physical health conditions. Throughout the years, Dr. Charles Oliver Platt has treated patients for various mental health conditions, many of them not well known or not represented accurately in most media. PTSD is one such condition, and he has treated both patients and staff for it. Chicago Med Season 9 features a time jump and a new doctor whose backstory helps the series explore the ways that psychiatry has often been weaponized against vulnerable patients. Newcomer Mitch Ripley, Luke Mitchell, was once a troubled teen Dr. Charles mistreated, so he is skeptical of psychiatry in general and distrusts Charles. Ripley's backstory has been used to explore the darker side of psychiatry, something which may continue long-term now that Chicago Med has been renewed for Season 10. However, a recent PTSD story was overly ambitious, resulting in a missed opportunity to explore this theme in greater depth. Medical storyline but didn't follow through. An unusual diagnosis was not explored in depth. Chicago Med Season 9, Episode 8 offered a unique medical storyline that wasn't done justice. While treating a pregnant woman for a superficial burn, Dr. Archer, Stephen Weber, discovered that the woman's husband believed he was getting a telepathic message from his unborn son that the child needed to be delivered immediately. Dr. Charles's initial belief that this man, Tyler, had PTSD quickly gave way to a novel theory that the man's delusions were an early symptom of multiple sclerosis. The connection between psychiatric symptoms and multiple sclerosis was an interesting angle for a medical drama to explore, but Chicago Med dropped the ball. When Tyler refused to consent to treatment and instead insisted his symptoms were a positive sign of connection with his son, Dr. Charles could have pushed harder for treatment. Instead, the doctors learned that Tyler's wife had dangerously high blood pressure and that the best way to treat it was to deliver the baby. Tyler felt vindicated, leaving the normally skeptical Archer to question whether the telepathic link could have been real. While this was an interesting development, it left the MS storyline unresolved with Charles's ambivalence about leaving Tyler alone, diluting the point of this potentially powerful storyline. Episode 8 tackled way too many storylines to do Tyler's PTSD justice. The episode jumped quickly from one thing to another. Hannah looking intensely at another doctor in Chicago Med. Dr. Charles had good reason for thinking that Tyler might have PTSD. During their initial conversation, Tyler shared that his daughter had died from SIDS when she was 8 months old and that he was grateful to have a chance to bond with his son in utero. This made Charles suspect that Tyler's belief sprang from a deep-seated desire to protect his son from suffering the same fate his daughter had. It was difficult to explore this further because Tyler was skeptical of psychiatry, and within a few scenes Charles had discovered that Tyler had intermittent pain in one arm.